Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody around the world. Welcome back to the One Piece video featuring your boy, Captain Eustace Kid. Get ready for a very, very spicy deck profile featuring OP11 here on the channel, let alone a leader in which we don't normally feature here on the channel, but a very, very fun leader in the current format, if you will. Now, at the end of the day, Captain Kid, people are going to tell you that he's not top tier meta, but I feel like this leader has a very good time in today's format. And that's into aggro matchups, that's into some of the Luffy variants. It's very, very good due to the fact that this deck can kind of go the distance with the 7-drop Law, with the 8-cost Eustace Kid, allowing you to pop Luffy's life, therefore they're not getting counter, and or you're able to get rid of cards from life in which they heal from the 9-cost Big Mom. Very, very strong body, being a 9k and allowing you to trash one, draw one at the end of your turn, which is pretty good. Law, on the other hand, this essentially is a cheaper version of Ace, except for Ace has Rush if you have 2 life or less. This allows you to put a card from your hand on top of your life, face down, as long as it's a supernova character, so like a Hawkins, a Uruj, or a Cavendish, what have you. Law heals you 1, and at the end of your turn you can flip that life face up, give Law blocker if you choose to. Very, very sticky character to get off board, especially if you have something like a Capone. Capone allows you to protect all your supernova characters, so your Hawkins, your Kid, your Law. What this essentially does is Tashigi, but better. If they use any form of removal against any of your supernova characters while Capone is on board, you can take Capone and put it to the top of your life instead, so they heal you. It's really, really nice. But in any case, we will be diving into a bunch of games today, and I mean a bunch of games. Give or take maybe like an hour and some change when it comes to content here. We're going to play a bunch of stuff today. Now, you may have noticed we are not running Nico Robin. And there is no reasoning to why I don't want to use this card right now. In place of it, we're going to be playing around with the 5-cost Nami. This is kind of a hit or miss for me. I like it. It helps me out in a lot of matchups, especially against Jewelry Bonnie and Smoker. This allowing me to remove Cavendishes from Law's decks as well, and or the 5-cost Smoker. This is pretty good. The downside is you have to discard a trigger, and a lot of your triggers in this deck you don't typically want to pitch, like your Capones and or your Hawkins. So I've seen a bunch of lists that have been utilizing Nami and playing around with Kikinojo. I decided against this card. I'd much rather run Nami or Robin over Kikinojo, just because they both have counter, and Robin also gives me other value if she comes off trigger, because I can play down like a Viola or a Veggie from hand. So, but in any case, we're gonna dive into a bunch of games. See you guys in a split second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Coming at you guys with Eustace Kid, playing into Trafalgar Law in OP11. Oof. Sometimes it be what it be, and we don't get the 1-drop searcher, but being able to just drop down a Pooh here in the early game, really sets it apart, because we can set it up for later on. So, it doesn't really hurt us too much. I do typically guard out in the first hit anyhow with our counters in hand if we have them. But a Pooh, not seeing a Basil Hawkins here does kind of suck, and this might be irrelevant to do this, but we're just going to pop the Kid and Killer on board. We'll leave the Law to the bottom of the deck, and we'll go 5-face. Normally, I don't know why I decided to keep this hand, but normally we kind of look for Hawkins in the opener, and this was probably my fault here. I should definitely have mulliganed this hand, but it's okay. It's all good, man. We do have the Zeus to remove the Cavendish, which is nice. He did decide to get another Basil Hawkins, which does suck here as well. That's actually a pretty good one, which I don't see a lot of Law decks utilizing. Especially with the amount of blockers that most of these decks have nowadays. Mostly green decks, but yellow as well. So Hawkins being able to attack twice is really, really good here. We do have another Punk, which is nice. And as much as I want to pop the Hawkins, we have to get rid of the Cavendish here. It just slows down the Law deck in general. We could have played the Nami down to use it for the cannon, but I decided to hold off on the Nami and save Nami for later. I think Nami is one of those cards in this list in which you don't see that much, so your opponent might not be expecting it. And if that's the case, we might be able to get off some cheeky plays later. But I doubt it. We'll see. Not having a body on board right now is kind of you know. 4, 5, 6. We go to 8 Dawn next turn. We do have Eustace Kid. But I would much rather see a Law if possible, because this board is pretty scary right now. Hey, there it is. Let's go, boys. We got there. So there's the Arouge, which we needed a turn before this one. So that would have been nice. We can either play Law here, or we just go ahead and go 5 face first. We can play Law or Kid down. I think it's more beneficial to drop the Kid now first. Burn that, that's good. Pass it over. Might as well go ahead and do the thing. Cool, we get a component off that, which is really, really good here. Law does have ways of removing characters on board. Not many, but he has a few. We'll go ahead and toss this for now. I feel like if you don't have the Arouge or the Cavendish on the turn you need it, they kind of just become a dead card. I do think the Cavendish, though, has a little bit more value than Arouge, but still. And this is where Hawkins becomes an issue, because he can restand himself and then swing again. So technically he's got, what, 5 attacks this turn? And we do have to take a couple of these. Ooh, that's pretty good. We'll use the Nami here. We'll pop the Beji on board. And this should allow us to win the game, unless he has another Beji in hand. I think even if he does, we have 2 attacks, so I think we're fine on that point. Because now he has to choose to run into Eustace Kid on board or play down another blocker here. So I think we're safe. Because if it goes 11, yeah, okay, so we win. That's game. Nice. And I can counter out, and he can't do anything about it here. Because he has an 8k and a 5k swing. And I don't think we need the Kid on board, because we can just swing with lead. But we will guard here. And then we'll take the 2 hits here. Unless he surrenders. Nope, he's going for it. Okay. There's a Luffy Searcher. And an X-Drake. And good game, buddy. We're going to see if he wants to play again. I do think this deck in general, Law, is very, very good right now. But I do think it's going to be like more of a skill-oriented deck than anything else. I do think every Law player I run into is either really, really good or just really bad. There is no in-between with this leader. And I think every Law deck has probably been like that. Even the old purple-red Law, you know, back in the day, if you guys were here for that. This hand looks much better. We got our Violas here as well, which we will play Viola here to go ahead and sort his life. This card is so good right now. Ooh. Oof, man. This is actually like really, really bad for us. We have Hody and Law here, in which I definitely don't want to see either of them. Perhaps having the Hody at the end is probably better here. We'll try to play around this if possible. Thankfully he cannot put the Law on board and or the Hody with his Law ability, so should be fine. A Pooh. Interesting. I don't know if that was worth just dropping the 2k counter on board to pop our blocker. That's a little weird. Give him a 2k here. And speaking of Capone, we get another Capone ourselves. But you guys should already know. We just go 6 here, and then we drop down another Hawkins and call it a day. There's not really much else we can do here. I'm hoping he activates the event. I'm totally okay with that. Okay, sure, no problem. Interesting. I love when this happens, when you get a Hawkins and a Hawkins in life. A lot of the times, I will not block for just the reason to be able to draw another Hawkins to play 2 down on the board, I guess. I think that's pretty good. Because he does have an opportunity of clearing it but he's not going to do that. That's kind of crazy. We'll take this. We won't use the trigger effect. This way we can play down another one, like I mentioned. And we're healthy. We're still at 4 life, so it's not like we have to rush here. We have enough Dawn to go 5, 5, and then 2 for the Viola. Let me get them cards. Sure. So it gives us a Eustace Kid there. We'll go 6 lead. Actually, we can do Hawkins and Veggie, but Viola's not bad here either, to be honest. I don't really have a big body on board, but let's get Veggie here, just in case. Like I said, LoL doesn't normally utilize a lot of characters, a lot of cards to be able to pop things, so just in case, because I don't know what his deck list is. He could be using something a little bit spicy here. Okay. He throws back down the X-Drake. Interesting. So he really doesn't want to trash the life, which is fine, because we have the kid in hand anyway, to be able to burn one. So, and I believe the top life over there is Room, so that's not necessarily something I'm worried about. I think it's Room, Law, and then Hody Jones. We'll be at 9 here, I think? Yeah, 9, okay, math. I really don't want to burn the Room, though. And we probably should swing in first, just in case. He needs to take 1 hit here that we can play Kid down. I mean, to trigger the Room allows you to draw a card, which also isn't bad. But I'll take the cards out of hand here. My man's determined. I'm gonna go 6. Cool. Okay. Now we can drop the Kid on board. Burn the Law. We'll go ahead and use our effect first. Let's restand the Hawkins. Not bad. These are actually all really, really good. We'll get rid of the Viola here, just because it's not a supernova. Unfortunately, I don't see Nami's going to get value here at all, because we don't have any triggers in hand. And I think that's why I like to utilize the Nico Robin more so than the Nami, but Nami just gives us that extra blanket of removal, you know? He plays down the Drake again. I suppose at this step, yeah, it might be valuable to keep that extra 1 life, but to waste another 3 Dawn on X-Drake for 2 turns in a row just to rest a Hawkins seems kind of a little much to me. Just a little bit. So he can go 10k into Kid if he wants to this turn. I don't think that's optimal. It might be pretty good to play down a blocker Law here, if he has one. Okay, never mind. 8 lead. This is okay to take, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather keep that in life, just in case he gets like a Hody Jones. We know that one was already in life. I'm talking about just another Hody Jones. 5 cards in hand. We should be able to win here. We'll go ahead and pop this. 2 Dawn open. We know he has a Room. Let's go and test the waters first. I believe Room makes him an 8k, and then he restand Cavendish. Yep. Okay, so he gets to restand a 5 cost character. Gives me an X-Drake, so that's the X-Drake that we knew he already had. 1 Dawn up, 3 cards in hand. I don't necessarily have to push for game here, so I'm not really in danger. Well, I guess I am in danger if he has Hody Jones, which he does have, so we have to go for face here. Okay, now let's go 11. And this should be it, because he has Hody in hand. And GG, bud. That was pretty good, man. Let's see if he wants to do 1 more game. As much as you guys probably are hating this matchup, you know? If you don't enjoy this one or want to watch another one of these, you can definitely skip to the next match. We definitely don't usually do like 3 games of the same deck, so this is kind of new. He has to beat us eventually, right? Okay. I feel like he always has that. I guess both games back to back he dropped that on the first turn. So let's go and go 6. Then we'll play down Viola. And sort all the life here. Oh, these are really good. That sucks. I mean, we have Kid in hand too. We can burn one of these, but still. These are really good. Alright. Do your worst. We'll go 6. We'll give you the 2K. Now what? Sure. So he takes the law. If I remember. I don't remember if I put law on top or was Cavendish on top. And that's my fault. We're probably going to get cooked. Because I already forgot what they were. So we got himself a Hawkins. We do get Zeus. We have no trigger in hand. Oh, never mind. We have the Hawkins. That's my fault. Totally forgot about that. Go 5 here. Dang, I was hoping he'd give me the blocker. Can't do our skill. Man, our board is not looking the best. I feel like every time I want to see an Rouge, I find an Ami. Like, every time. There's the Luffy. So we have 2 searchers in hand, which is great. He's got 5 Dawn open. Plays Cavendish back down. Restands 2. Plays Capone. Now's the time. So I cannot... I guess I could Zeus and pop the Cavendish and the Veggie. But that seems a little redundant. I mean, this isn't bad. This is pretty good. Because now we can go Zeus and then a Punk Gibson. Or, I don't know why I said Punk Gibson. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, we spend 4, then we spend 2. That gives us the opportunity of popping the Capone and removing the Cavendish this turn. Cool. We got another Jewelry Bonnie there. We'll drop Cavendish down. Ooh. Yeah, we'll give this blocker. I felt doing the Zeus there and the cannon might be a little extra, you know. Then he plays Law on me. We might be cooked, man. His board is looking really, really good. So now he gets to restand a couple Dawn. So now he has 3 Dawn left to work around with. Which is probably another blocker, if I had to guess. Go 9 here. We'll guard out. Of course. There's another Hawkins. I think it's too late, man. Like, we play Kid down, we burn the life. Goes down to 1. He's got 2 blockers up. And I'm pretty sure I cannot get around this, no matter what I want to do. Right? No way. Okay. Let's go 8 here. Sure. There's no way this attack is going to land, so I guess we're just going to go 6 in the Cavendish here. If it landed and we lost because of that, you know, it is what it is. But I don't think we had that. We'll just trash the other Punk. Actually, we can get rid of Rouge here too, can't we? Or the Kid. Let's throw away the Kid here. At least the Rouge gives us a 1k counter. Even though we're not going to play it, but still. So I think he can Dawn up Hawkins pretty high and then swing into the rested bodies. You know, 1 at a time. And that's what he's going to do. 9 into 8, we can't let you have that. That's kind of like our whole hand. Because we have the Zeus for next turn to get rid of the Veggie. But I need to at least keep one of these bodies alive in order to do that. If he doesn't play down another blocker, we're good. Dang, man. We have to kind of give him the 2. Now we don't have an answer. I mean, if he wants to keep attacking the characters on board, I think I'm okay with that. Like, that's totally fine. Alright, who's next? Sure. Another blocker comes down. There's another blocker in life. So he's probably about to have 3 of them this turn. And it feels like the last 2 games that we did, they still felt evenly matched. This one right here, I feel like he kind of just drew the nuts. And I think he's had like 6 or 7 blockers back to back. So we're definitely getting cooked here. We do see an ace, which he doesn't give us any value right now. We can play him, heal a life, and pass turn. But that's about it. We'll go ahead and pop the Capone, because we have to get rid of that first. And then I don't think we can win here still, because now we can go 6. If he takes the hit, that's fine. If he decides to guard out, that's also fine. Cool. Unfortunately, we don't have any more removal in hand. So, I mean, if he wants to slow play me here, he definitely could. But he still needs to get blockers on board if that's the case, you know what I mean? Alright, so he plays down another blocker here. Goes 7 into Luffy, restands, and then that still allows him to swing with 4 more attacks this turn. Such a good card, man. Very underutilized, I think. It's 2 Capones. Okay, there's another blocker, Law. So that's 3 Capones that we have seen. And right now he's sitting on 4 blockers. Or sorry, 2 blockers. I don't have any way of removing them. Because we take this, right? And then we either... I guess we only have 1 play. So we take the cannon, and then we have to pop the veggie. Because we cannot pop the Law due to the veggie's effect, right? And then he still has one blocker left. Unless we draw like double tap into 2 cannons. I think we're cooked. Yeah, we're cooked. Alright. If we had 2 cannons, we were fine. Because at that point, we just go ahead and pop the veggie and the Law this turn, and we just go for face. I don't think Luffy gets us anything here of value. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Hawkins and the Drake are great, but I needed to find a cannon. We'll go ahead and rest this, and that's game. I think if I had swung this turn, maybe for 8k, maybe, and then he decides to give me the Capone versus the Law, then we win. If we had another body on board. Because we still need another body on board to go for game here. Because we spend 4, we play the cannon, we pop the Capone, and then he still has the Law blocker. So, good game, buddy. Well played. His hand was definitely bricked up. Oh, I guess he had Cavendish there, so he's fine. But being able to see 7, I think 7's right. I swear it was 7. It might have been 8, but either way, yeah, he saw a lot of blockers this game. Like the deck, he saw the nuts, essentially. Let's dive into another game here. See you guys in a split second. Let's go. Rapid fire, ladies and gentlemen. Come back at you guys with another matchup here with Kobe playing against Eustace Kid, or sorry, Eustace Kid playing into Kobe. And OP11 here. This is a very, very hard deck to deal with, I think. Just overall for everybody, especially if you're utilizing removal, it feels like you can't play half the stuff in your deck due to Kobe's leader ability, which is very, very obnoxious. And speaking of which, our Zeuses, our Namis, they have no value here other than just being a 2k and a 1k counter, typically. Just because, again, we can't remove anything if Kobe has trash, in which that's very, very easy for him to do. So I do think utilizing Hawkins and 8-cost Kid is going to be our saving grace in this matchup. Because Kobe does have numerous ways of being able to attack into active characters, so he's probably going to be clearing board a lot, I think. And if we're able to get down the able to get down the Hawkins here, he really doesn't have all too many options. Cool. We get a Capone. That does suck. I probably should have guarded there. That's fine. Let's go 5 lead. We'll play down Hawkins here, and we'll start the chain. I think we can Hawkins into Hawkins if possible. Alright, let's give this blocker. Hawkins into Hawkins into Hawkins. Let's do it. 6 Dawn. 1 blocker on board. There's a brand new. So now he's got enough trash to be able to protect characters on board here. Sengoku, such a strong card. Trash, then draw 3. It's just so strong. I kind of want to save Hawkins for right now. Like, we could block and burn his life, but I kind of want to save him on board for at least 1 more turn. I know that's a little crazy. We can utilize this one because we already have another Hawkins in hand. Ooh, there's so many choices here. I think we want to keep the top end. So we're going to have to get rid of a 2k counter. Viola also has some value here. Let's just get rid of a 2k counter. That could be us like losing the game because we don't have the 2k. But it be what it be at that point. My man was just like AFK. That's crazy. Alright. We're at 6 Dawn. We have a Hawkins and a Viola this turn. Following, we can play down the Law and heal up if need be. Let's start off with the 5k to lead in hopes that we get the cards out of hand here. He does still have to deal with Hawkins because we can go ahead and restand it with our leader skill and make him a blocker. I don't think he'll take both hits. I think he'll probably take 1. My boy is just like, he's not here. Alright, give me the 1k. That's fine. We'll go 7 here. We don't need to drop Viola. We've got, what, 2 blockers on board, so I think we're fine. Let's go ahead and restand the other one. Or sorry, not restand it. Give the other one a blocker. This allows it to be able to block, and if he wants to kill the one that's already rested, go for it. Potentially doing 2 damage. He's going to have to use Peacock's ability eventually, but Sengoku, interesting. I have not seen a single Kobe list that's utilizing this card. I think it's pretty good. It's like a mini Moria, basically, if you will. 6 lead. Well, we either block, do a damage, or we give him the Scratchman of Pooh. And we can save Hawkins for later. Let's just take the hit here. This will give us the Viola. Well, I guess we can play Law next turn. It doesn't really matter. Because we can play Law next turn and we're still able to heal up and get a blocker. So, that's fine. Give us the rest of Dawn. There's that. We have 5, 5, and 7. Which is good. Let's go 7 lead first. Yes, I understand we should have attacked with Hawkins, but this is okay. It's fine. Alright, we're not going to lose. If we do, it's definitely my fault, but we should be okay. Okay, so he is. Alright, so there's the block, plus the 1. 5 cards left. One of these is bound to do a damage. Okay. Please? Thank you. I feel a little better now. We stand. Give block. Our hand is looking really, really good right now in late game. We've got 2 blockers, a 2k, and then 2 big bodies. There goes the Honesty Impact. By law, it's been nice knowing you. That's exactly why I decided not to give it blockers. I felt like if he wanted to remove it, he has an opportunity of doing so. And again, especially, we have 4 life, so we're kind of healthy right now, and I really didn't have to prioritize giving Law Blocker there. 5k with brand new. Interesting. Kobe must be pretty bricked up right now, because the only thing he's actually played on board really is Sengoku. Yes, the Hina helps, but still. We'll trash the life here. There's a Searcher. He gonna learn today, that's for sure. Okay, what's that? Got himself a Hamepo, which is fine. I think we're cooking here, man. There's a Hina going face. Yeah, sure. We'll go ahead and guard out. What else you got? 6 lead. This one we can guard out with 2k. As much as I wanted to take both hits and flip life face down, and, and then heal up as well, I think we're okay with how we did it. I definitely need to keep the Hawkins on board, that's for sure. Let's go 5 here. Sure. Trash life. Let's get down to Viola, flip these face down. We can activate our leader ability again. And now we can give Kid the blocker. We get a 2k counter off the draw. We definitely don't need the ace right now. We have the removal with the Zeus. He potentially has 2 swings next turn. But just in case he decides to do a lot of damage this turn as well, right? So at this point he has to go for game here. So clearing bodies on board and doing damage is the name of the game this time around. 4 Dawn open. Kobe will give him the extra 1000 power, I imagine. I assume he's going to put it on lead. There it is. Okay, we'll guard out. 7 here. That's fine. We can't really trash any life, unfortunately. I probably should have guarded that with Kid, to be honest. But I don't think it matters because he doesn't have any blockers here, but we'll see. If he plays down 2 1-cost Navy blockers, then we're probably cooked. And we should have blocked that with Kid instead of letting the Hawkins go. Well, let's see. We give it the 2k here. No blockers. Oh, never mind. He has Sengoku. Okay, I forgot. That could have been pretty bad. 4 in hand. He's a 6. We'll start off with 9. He needs to give me 5k counter here. Or sorry, 4k counter. Nice. Let's go, boys. Pretty good. Not bad. Only 1 2k in hands. We get the Nami in life as well. Pretty solid. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. After this game, we'll probably do 3 to 4 more, somewhere between there, of matches, and then we'll dive back into the deck list here. And we'll call it a day, and we'll dive back into another list. I might do OP12. Just like maybe 2 spicy variants of 2 different decks for OP12. And then we'll dive into some more OP11 stuff. I haven't decided on who I want to do. I do want to play around with Kuzan for a little bit. And I want to play around with OP12 Eustace Kid. So, those will be relatively soon, but we'll see. In any case, let's go and dive into this matchup against Nami here, which is very, very challenging for us, depending on what we are able to open up with our hand. We did get a Viola. I'm typically looking for like Hawkins and Viola in the opener, just because the Viola allows me to sort the life, in which Nami is a trigger deck, so she had quite a bit of those in life there, so there wasn't really much of an order that I could possibly do. She just win-win-win, right? There's Kikinojo plays on the Kikinojo, which is fine. We have the Nami here. Hopefully we get a trigger. Nope, we get a Zeus though. That's pretty good. Let's play the Zeus down. We'll rip life, we'll pop that. So now she can't heal, and we can remove the body on board, which is good. Thankfully, we drew the Zeus. Let's go 8 lead. This should force a damage, which would be the Satori, if I remember. I think it's Satori, Slave Arrow, and then I forgot the other two. Wait, no, sorry, the Big Mom should be the last life. I forgot the other one, though. Sanji's Pilaf, maybe? I forget. Sure. Throws away Red Rock. Alright. To remove the Zeus. Alright. Maybe that was just to draw a card. I'm not sure why she decided to do that. 5 lead. She'll draw off of this if this lands, unfortunately. Yep. We'll give her a 2K. And we don't get anything here outside of another Zeus. Which we could play and pop the Nami, which isn't a bad idea. Cool. We get a Capone, not a Capone, sorry, we get a Apu. And let's clear the Satori on board. 9 into 5. This might be a little overkill, I understand. But it's okay. Nice, we'll play down another blocker here, which we can't utilize. And that's okay. Because they're both Scratchmen, you know, even though they're Supernova, I can't do anything about it. Eustace Kid hits the board, which is problematic, and we have to deal with that as soon as possible. I guess we'll pitch the Nami if he decides to go face here. Never mind. You got it. Forgot Teach's, you know, alive, to be fair. I think that's their first time they've used the skill, so there's that. They trash a 2K counter. Drop the search. We do get a Law and a Beji. All of these are actually really, really good. Oh, man. I don't necessarily want to take the Eustace Kid or the Law here, just in case they have a Pudding. And then the following turn they decide just to play Pudding on us. Let's clear the Eustace Kid on board. And we should be okay. Nice. She was not able to defend that, which is really good for us. Goes a Tendon here. There's the Mom. We will trash life here instead of getting rid of 2 cards in hand. It doesn't necessarily matter if we give up the top life, just because we can heal up next turn anyway with the Law, and then we can have 3 blockers on the field. And the only way she's going to get out of that is a Gravity Blade, and then she doesn't have enough Dawn to swing over the Law. Just because we can counter out easily. Okay. 6. Oof, man. We have to actually give this up, don't we? Unfortunate. Okay. Let's do the Law thing. Put Hawkins here. Sure. Then we have enough for Capone, just in case she has Gravity Blade or Red Rock. And just in case this triggers like a Gravity Blade. And she did have the Pudding. It's crazy. She did have it. 7 lead here. This should force the damage, I think. Unless she wants to give me her whole hand. But what did she put on life? Ooh, Slave Arrow. Okay, I forgot about that card actually. We gave her that earlier. That's my bad. Okay. Give this blocker. So now we have 2 blockers on board she can't remove due to Beji. So we should be fine. Alright, Eustace Kid, never mind. We can't use the Hawkins ability now, unfortunately. She's got 7k and a 7k for this turn. She saved the Dawn. Interesting. Not sure why she did that. Unless that's another slave arrow. Not swinging with the big mom there is probably the correct play, because we can just run into it with the law just to get rid of it. And then run our kid into their Eustace Kid and play down like another blocker or two. So I think that was fine. Let's go ahead and burn some cards out of hand here. We either get the 1K or she plays another arrow. Okay. That is totally fine with me. Now let's see if we can get the Hiyori out of hand. Let's go 10 into the Eustace Kid here. We have to play ace though, just so we can flip the life face up with our with our leader ability to give somebody blocker here. This should get the Hiyori, which is good. Then we'll end turn. We'll restand this. I forgot to attack with lead, but in hindsight, if we had attacked and we dealt the damage, she goes to 4 cards, so technically she gets to draw 1. And I think at this point, not attacking was probably pretty good. Probably. Who knows? I don't know. We probably should have attacked there. But hypothetically, we did swing for 5. She takes the damage. She gets another Eustace Kid on board, burns life, and then we have to deal with 2 big bodies plus lead. Ooh. She got nothing. 8K. Why did you go 8? I mean, you can't Red Rock anything. You can't Jozu anything because we have the Capone. Well played, I guess. Not bad, though. Satori, Pilaf, Big Mom. I think we were chilling just because we had the Capone on board. She couldn't Red Rock anything because of him, which is nice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Come back at you guys with another matchup here with Eustace Kid playing into Smoker and OP11 Rapid Fire. I have no idea how many games we're going to play. This is going to be the 4th match, I think. I think we played 3 matches back-to-back against the Law. Yeah, 4th game. And for whatever reason, I feel like Smoker is really, really good, except for into yellow. I think it's because we get so many bodies on board off the triggers, and with Eustace Kid, we just have so many bodies on board that become blockers. If we're able to play around with Capones here, it becomes very, very difficult for Smoker to utilize anything. Because he wants to drop the 5-drop Smoker with the banish play. If he has no ways of removing blockers, we block with Hawkins, he burns life. It's a win-win for us. Interesting. I don't see too many decks utilizing the Rosinante blocker. Just take the hit. It's only 5. I believe in you. Thank you. Hey, you love to see it. We get 2 Hawkins down on the board. This early is just really, really strong. He doesn't typically run any removal outside of Honesty Impact. And I guess the Gum Gum, right? Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think he has any on-play KO something characters. So, we'll start off with 7 here. We have extra Dawn for the Viola if need be. Can I get this hit in as well? I mean, you have 2 blockers on board. Okay, you're just gonna dump cards in hand. Love to see it. Flip that face down. That way we can go ahead and do the thing. Make your boy a blocker. So we have 3 blockers on board right here. We're getting ready to draw into another Hawkins off life. And he's got 3 Rosinantes. Perhaps he low rolled here, I'm not sure. Yisho. Okay, so we're pretty bricked up. Definitely bricked up right now. And I don't necessarily think we can win this turn either because he's got 3 blockers down on board. But we definitely can come close. We'll start off with 5. Okay, that's fine. We get Jashigi off that. We'll put Erouge on top of life. We give us the rest of Dawn. We'll go 7 lead. either gives us the event or takes the damage here. Or gives us a blocker, I guess. Yep, there's the event. I love that he's using cards out of hand instead of using any bodies on board here. I think if he decides to block, he gets to save a lot of cards. But he's really intent on not blocking at all with these Rosinantes. Speaking of Hody, he hasn't seen Hody Jones either, which is really, really nice here. Yep, you can have it. He should not be attacking into Hawkins this turn, I don't think. I could be wrong. Yeah, he's going to go 7 lead, that's fine. 7 lead, that's fine as well. Oof, that'd be a really good trigger here. Sure. Okay, so we get a Nami that can't do anything. We'll drop the ace, just in case. 7 here, we'll guard out. And now he has 3 blockers up, in which we have 3 attacks. If we draw a trigger, we could potentially use Nami to pop one. Never mind. Who am I kidding? Come on, please let this hit. I guess guarding out here is fine too, but he chooses to throw cards away from hand again. Sure, but then he takes the 5k swing, so that makes no sense. So this should remove one Rosinante off the board. Okay. I guess he decided not to guard that as well. Eustace Kid's not bad. He has to guard here. Cool. We'll pop the other one. Yep. So now he's got no attackers, 2 blockers up. We can restand the Kid or the Law, doesn't really matter here. I think restanding the Kid is probably the correct play, that way we can draw extra cards again the following turn. And there's not really anything he can do, unless he plays Hody Jones here to rest our Eustace Kid. And then both of the blockers are able to go 7k. And I believe he can swing in with 9. Come on, buddy. What are we doing here? Alright, so we're playing Doll down. That effect is so strong. Being able to just minus 6,000 power is kind of insane. Alright, so Kid goes bye-bye. Honestly, Impact plus Doll, that'll do it. That'll do it for me. We have to guard out here. He's got 1 card in hand, 2 blockers up. I need to keep this Law. Okay, well played. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll probably play one more game after this one, then we'll call it a day. Coming at you guys with another matchup here with Eustace Kid playing into everyone's good old favorite, green-purple Luffy, which is very unfortunate. I'm tired of seeing this deck. I know you guys are too. Thankfully, it's not as oppressive as blue-purple. You know, being able to see the Sanji, Big Mom combinations is kind of obnoxious. I do think this one right here is a lot more manageable, to be fair, because we're able to remove bodies on board. Which in Luffy doesn't play a whole lot other than like Bond Clay, maybe the 3-cost Zoro, and then just big body after big body. This one, at least, everything is within range, right? Of like Zeus or Nami or the Electro Cannon. So I think we're looking pretty good here in this matchup. 5 lead. I don't like to take the first hit most of the time. And it's either we give him the blocker here or give him a 2k out of hand, and that's not something that seems very, very good to do. And he plays down Zoro, so in the situation we can either do Hawkins or play Zeus, to pop the Zoro, and then play down the Viola while swinging for 6. He gets Luffy Taro off that. Oh, there's a second Zeus. I do think having Hawkins is very, very valuable in this matchup. So, this is probably just the best thing that we can do here. We also get to give him blocker. There's the cannon. So we have a cannon for the Sanji P. Or the second Zoro, whatever he decides to play first. And yes, I'm aware Going Merry makes it +2. I get that. But you can only do that to one of them. So when you change the second one, we have a way of removing it if need be. So there is the Sanji P. It's always a given that they have this card. I feel like, you know, if they don't, they just play like 6 searchers and there it is. But 4 Dawn open, 6k lead. Looking pretty good for him. I think the good thing about this matchup, outside of it being easier than the other Luffy variant, is this guy also uses 3 life. So if you are playing like the Hawkins into the Nico Robin and into the Eustace Kid, this could be a pretty good matchup for you. Definitely considering Luffy doesn't have removal most of the time. They're not running like Ragnarok or anything like that. So a lot of your bodies just get to stick on board and you can't really do much about it, which is kind of nice. Speaking of which, there goes another chopper here. Let's go ahead and pop this, get this out of the game. We got 5 Dawn left here. We can either do Hawkins or Cannon to pop the blocker, play Hawkins down this turn and swing for 6. I think we actually have to attack here though. So if we go 6 here, then we can do Hawkins here. But then we can't swing with Kid. This is fine. This will work out. What do we get? Okay. We'll give this blocker. Just in case he wants to attack into the rested one, I'm all for it. Go for it, you know. Burn life for free. But it really just depends on what he decides to play down for the first turn. Or sorry, for this turn. Because he is at 8 Dawn here. Or is that 9? You know, math is hard. It's hard to count this sometimes. Yeah, okay. I thought so. Oh my goodness, man. Luffy Taro into Sanji P is kind of nutty. Yep. So he's at 7 right now. I believe he was at 8, but that's fine. What does he do here? 5 cards in hand. Goes 5 lead. Funny enough, we actually have to take the hit. That way we can get rid of the, that way we can get the Apu off life and use our leader skill for next turn. This one I can guard. But is there really, there's not really a point, you know? Because we lose bodies on board, but at least we get the burn of life here. Okay, that one got +2. So I could use the cannon to pop the other one. Let's go 5 lead first. Okay, there's a Sanji, 4 cards left. So far we're doing pretty good. Gives us the blocker. Let's rip the life here. There goes the Zoro. We'll play down another blocker here. We'll end the turn restanding Hawkins. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. 2 blockers on board, we get a 2k out of life, which is pretty solid. I think he definitely has to try to go for game this turn or have Gum Gum Giants and blockers down to protect himself. Because next turn we have some pretty big attacks. We've got Leader, Hawkins, and then Eustace Kid. 7k lead, sure, no problem. Let's go ahead and burn that life real quick. We have to burn at least one of these hits, don't we? And then we have to take our top life. So just have to be a little bit mindful here, just in case he plays down the Rush Luffy variant. Okay, 8k, sure. Why wouldn't you attach more Dawn here? Okay. Like, I don't understand that. They had an opportunity of forcing me to block with the Apu, and then going into the Eustace Kid after the Apu goes away, you know? Because now we get a Veggie off life, which probably feels really, really bad. But I think even without the Veggie, if it was like another 2k, let's say it's another X-Drake, then we have 5k counter in hand, 1 blocker left. I think it wouldn't even matter if it was a Capone or not. Because he goes, let's say he swings for 6 this turn, right? We just give him the 2k counter. So he has to attach Dawn to swing huge, and I still think he would lose the game. Because now you're playing down either, if this deck is running them, I have no idea, 8-cost Katakuri, or he's going to play down the Rush Luffy variant. My man is thinking extra hard, I'm sorry. So the power of editing, we're going to try to get through this the best that we can. Luffy, on the other hand, you know, he got Caponed, right? And I think even without the Capone, I think we still win the game here. We have the blocker up. We have 3k counter in hand. Hypothetically speaking, if we didn't play Capone, we had another 2k. So at that point, we just have to take the first hit out of the Rush Luffy, guard out the second one and or leader, and then block the third one with the Apu. So I'm pretty sure Luffy's realizing that he already lost the game here. There's nothing else he can really do. Leader can't swing. He swings once with Luffy. We guard the second one with the Apu. So it was a pretty good game overall. I think we played it well, and I think the Hawkins really netted us a lot of free W's here. Alright, so Luffy finally makes up his mind. So the power of editing is going to be pretty good here. We'll go and guard out the Nami swing. And I do think if we hadn't got the Capone, and it was just like another X-Drake or another 2k counter, what have you, I'm pretty sure we were still fine. Because we could just guard out the leader swing, block the first Luffy swing, and then he swings again and does the damage. So it was a good game though. Well played. Definitely well played. Almost forgot to hit the record button. I'm sorry about that. In any case, we played down the Viola and we organized our opponent's life as usual. And again, I'm sorry, almost forgot to hit the record button. Either way, he hit us with 8k in the opener. Typically, I like to guard the first hit, but I didn't want to throw away the Viola just right away. Not bad though. This is a very, very strong leader right now, I think. Or sorry, in OP12, he's a pretty strong leader. But there are a lot of decks, I think, that can't really contend with how fast this deck can go wide. So, we'll see what we can do here. We do have a lot of life burn, which is really, really good. Just similar to Law, they kind of just rip their life for us, which is really nice. And Kagura does the exact same thing, so being able to play down Nico Robin or like Hawkins into the 8-cost Kid is really good here in this matchup. And hopefully he doesn't go AFK, because he sure is taking a while. Please. Please, buddy. We just want to have some fun. Okay, so there it is. Satori. Let's play it on Hawkins. Let's do the thing. Give that blocker. He's on 5 Dawn. Stage. And then... Okay. Going 6. I don't necessarily want to guard here. I kind of want to take the hit. That way we have the Cavendish for next turn. We can play that down as well. But we do go up to 6 Dawn. And on 6 Dawn, we don't have anything really to play outside of the Magnetic Cannon and the Apu. So going Cavendish next turn is probably the better play. Okay, he got an Elthor. That's fine. We'll take the Cavendish. Upper Yard, Ohm into the dog probably. Yep. Okay, so we won't be doing Cavendish this turn. Let's go and pop the Ohm real fast. Sure. That is fine. We'll leave it on top. We'll get rid of this. Then we have 5-5 and then a Apu. Or sorry, 5-6 then an Apu. Let me get some more cards out of hand, please. Come on. Thank you. 5 again. Nice. We'll give Hawkins blocker. We have 2 blockers now, and we actually can burn life this turn. What's also nice, he hasn't used his leader ability a single time, so if we burn life, then he burns life next turn. It's going to be really, really good. There's Kalgara. We'll burn here. So now he's at 1. Just think about that, man. Making 1 play made him lose 2 life. There's nothing he could have done about that. 5. Give you the Nami, because we don't have a trigger in hand. You got that one. Oh, actually, no, we have a 2K. We're fine. Are we good? What else could he play here for 5? Okay. Ashura finds an Ohm. Can't play the Ohm down, which is nice. 3 down open, so that's enough for the events. Let's go ahead and heal up here for free. We'll put this on top of life. And then we have nothing but bricks in our hand for the rest of the game, probably. Sure. We'll take that, no problem. Get a Kagura and an Ohm for that. It's kind of nutty. We have 3 blockers on board. We're looking pretty good. If he decides to do some damage here, we also have Ace to drop down, or we can play down Eustace Kid, burn the life, and then go for face. If he doesn't play any blockers this turn, I'd imagine he would, unless he's super safe behind all of his events in hand. And if that's the case, it'd be what it'd be. Another 5, no problem. Come on, keep him coming, keep swinging. I think he's realized he lost and he can't do much about it here, because he only has 2 more attacks this turn. 3 down open. As long as he doesn't play a blocker, we should be fine. I don't have a way of removing any bodies he puts down here. No Zeuses, no Namis, no cannon. This is fine. Okay, a Rouge. And he passes turn. Alright. 1 down open. So that's going to be the El Thor that we know he picked up earlier. We'll go and burn the life. I guess we'll do what we do best. Let's go 7 lead first. Sure. Okay. Let's go 9k with Law. Yep. Oh, we had enough. Man, that sucks. Alright, so we'll go ahead and use our leader ability here. Doesn't really matter which one we restand. They're both the same power. Yep. I was for sure that was going to be game. I don't think he can kill us here, but I could be wrong. 6. So that's 7, 7, 7, 9 maybe. I think he could have done 7, 7, 9. Interesting. And what I mean is, Wiper swings for 7, the dog swings for 7, and then the other Wiper swings for 7. Kalgara will swing for 9 here. But I'm not sure what he's on about or what he's doing right here. That's just my 2 cents. We'll guard out here. And now what do you do? Because you can't win this turn. He's going to go 6. We'll guard here. Okay, so he decides to go 11 instead of going 7, 7, 7, and then 9. Interesting. Well played. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video, in which today we played around with Eustace Kid in OP11. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a lot of fun for me, in which I will be taking this back to locals here and doing a whole bunch of locals games. Let alone, I will be tinkering with this list for OP12 as well, so that list will be on the channel very, very soon. Eustace Kid has gained some new cards in the form of Supernova, and that's going to be the Jewelry Bonnie here, the 1-drop events, and then we have the 5-cost Zoro, along with Kuma. So we have a lot of spice that we can play around and customize the deck with in OP12, and I do think this list will be a very, very strong, just from a handful of these cards. Mainly from Slam Gibson here, being a 1-cost, rest 5 Dawn, and then place any character that's a 9-cost or lower to the top or bottom of the owner's life. As long as you're Supernova, which obviously we are. So this is a very, very strong card for what it allows us to do. Essentially, it's a Red Rock, except for Red Rock can just bottom deck anything. This can almost bottom deck anything except for 10 costs. So we're able to remove the Big Moms, we're able to remove the Sanjis, the Katakuris. This is very, very good for us. Just because on the following turns, if we have Burn with Eustace Kid or like Nico Robin or Hawkins, we can remove the card that we put on top of life. So it's going to be a lot of fun when new stuff comes out. But currently, when it comes to OP11, I will be probably dropping the Nami. I do enjoy it, but I feel like I don't get a lot of value with it due to the fact that we don't play with a lot of triggers in the deck. And I think I'm going to be adding back in the 6-drop Nico Robins just to be able to continue the burn. And I think this is more of an ideal setup. Outside of a lot of lists are also not running Viola for whatever reason. I don't know why. This card is very, very good. But this is probably what I'll go with after we remove the Nami, just to go ahead and stick in some Nico Robins here. And speaking of decks aren't doing this, there's a lot of lists that also are not using Zeus. And I feel like Zeus is really good here if your opponent decides to starve you and you need to remove a body on board. If they decide not to attack into you, that's awesome. You can play down Zeus, you can take the life, and then you can flip a life face up with your leader ability at the end of the turn and give something blocker. You remove the body, you gain blocker. It's very, very good here for this deck. You also are still running 12 2K counters, so I don't know, man. I feel like this card fits. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Hey, I could be wrong, but so far I'm having fun with Nico Robin and the 5-drop Nami. I just feel like Robin here is a little bit more consistent. We also have a trigger ability here which allows us to play down the Viola and the Veggie from hand if need be, but I digress. This is going to be the current list here for OP11. When I change this deck list around for OP12, which is going to be very, very soon, I will probably be dropping the Arujas and then the Cavendishes here to make room for other cards. Possibly along with Nico Robin. I haven't fully decided yet, but I do want to be playing around with the 3-cost Bonnie here and the 5-cost Zoro. I think some of these cards are really, really good. Let alone Kuma is going to fit perfectly in this deck. Just being able to heal on play, and then at the end of your turn, this gains, or sorry, until the end of your opponent's next turn, this gains +2. So this is very good into black decks, and on KO it allows you to heal more life. So it's a win-win-win, to be fair. But the main cards for Supernova, this Bonnie here, do not sleep on this. This allows your leader to be a 6,000 power until your opponent's next turn. Or sorry, to the end of your opponent's next turn. And why is this so good? It's an activate main. You have to rest this, then your kid gains 1,000 power. At the end of your turn, you can activate your leader ability, flip up a life, restand this, and then do it again the following turn. If you don't decide to block with it, you know what I mean? Or if you let it rest and you give Hawkins blocker for whatever reason, you can block with the Hawkins, keep the Bonnie on the board, do the thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. But in any case, this has been Pawseplays. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please hit that like button so we get these things floating around. I will catch you guys in the very next one and or at locals. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.